Hi, it's Tim Hagen from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode of Coaching Conversations. And I wanted to make you aware of something very cool that we're doing on a subscription basis, and we'll put a link in each one of our episodes. But every Wednesday, we're going to be doing what we call an audio podcast workshop. That workshop will be roughly about 14 to maybe 20 minutes per episode, with each month having a theme from a coaching model, using feedback strategically, to coaching self-awareness, and so on. So if you could, look in the body or in the content description of each episode, and you will see a link where you can join this subscription. These are literally 4 workshops every month, teaching specific strategies to address a particular area of workplace coaching, as it relates, again, to things like awareness, motivation, teamwork, and what have you. Here's the cool thing. It's only $10 per month, and each month you will get a handout that we will follow along with. So we also give you a tool for you to take notes as we go through each episode. We hope you'll check it out.
You know, there's a lot of things going on in the workplace right now, and I think about ChatGPT, artificial intelligence. There's a lot of innovation going on. I was just at the conference in San Diego for ATD, which was a fantastic conference. And, you know, you learn of all these new innovations going on, and then you think about the workplace, and you think about, do we go back to the office, everybody? Do we have a hybrid policy? I mean, the last 3-4 years, everything's been really disrupted. Now, here's something that is very interesting to me. When I think about the workplace, I go back to the fundamentals. And again, a great organization, the Gallup organization, shares that, 71% of people are neutral or actively disengaged in the workplace. 29% are actively engaged. Now, I think about what we do at Progress Coaching. We teach leaders how to coach their subordinates. We also teach peer-to-peer coaching. We teach a very elaborate coaching system. And then it hit me about 2 to 3 years ago. We developed a program, and it really never got anywhere. It never got to people's hearts. It never really triggered people. And that is something called the Everyday Coach. And recently we rebranded it. And this is not a promotion per se, but more of a strategy suggestion. And we just created something called the Coaching Champion. The way it came back to the top of our pile of work, if you will, was we have 2 clients, 2 ladies. I'm not going to mention the client names or the ladies by name, but they both represent their companies really well. And I always tell their leaders, they're champions. They champion your cause. They champion your workplace. And all the way up to the C-level, both companies' executives have said, absolutely. And I go, do you know how rare that is? Now think about what I just said. How rare somebody is at an organization, champion its cause, champion the workplace, champion the culture. Because few do. Even of that 29% in the top tier actively engaged are typically engaged with what they need to do specific to their job. They don't go above and beyond the call of duty for the good of the workplace, not because they're bad people, they just don't. Every organization needs coaching champions. Now, let's define what a coaching champion is. A coaching champion is somebody where he or she goes above and beyond the call of duty to recognize one another, recognize teammates, recognize cross-departmental partners and employees of the strengths that they exhibit, the good things that they do. Now, the flip side of the coin, a coaching champion will also challenge someone who does not possess or is not providing positivity. Now, not in a confrontational way, but rather in a way of using framing such as, well, what could I do to assist you? What can you do to successfully overcome this challenging time? What could I do to assist you? The whole concept behind this is to give organizations an opportunity to really embrace what's going on, know that there's going to be discord in the workplace, yet a leader to subordinate, which is typically, let's call it a 1-to-10 ratio for every leader, 10 employees, that's a lot of coaching. And if you're coaching 30% who are positive and the rest are neutral or actively disengaged, the numbers are already against leaders, against the organization per se. So what we have to do is position coaching champions inside the company They don't have direct coaching relationships, yet they use everyday coaching conversations, everyday conversations to drive the success of the workplace. How often do we see discord in the workplace? Someone who's interruptive in a meeting and we talk about the person afterwards. How many times do we see somebody who exhibits something really great and we fail to mention it to their boss so they can get recognition? How often do we hear somebody gossiping and we don't say anything because we give ourselves permission not to say anything because we're not the boss? Coaching champions use everyday conversations for the betterment of the organization. So how do you build a coaching champion? First, you define it. Second, you have to train them to look for the good things. And 3, give them the tools, the techniques in a very safe environment to challenge those who are struggling with positivity. Think about if every team of 10 had a leader coaching and 3 or 4 well-trained coaching champions. What would happen to that team dynamic? What would happen to the organization? It would improve. See, workplace cultures are not made up of policies or mission statements. They're made up of the conversations that we have between each other. Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagen and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21-day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called Coach to You. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.